our guest today. He is a peak performance expert, founder of Awakened Spirit, and trainer at the Menschelist. He's also the author of The Art of Coming Home, an honest guide to finding your true self. And I'm honored to have been Chan's coach during the writing of this incredible book. Chan, how long ago did we do that?
How the process, or how long? What when we finish?
How long ago did we do it?
I think 2021. So I think we worked for nearly 6 months, 7 months together, but it finished in 21, I think. The book is
2021.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. So,
and
yeah.
And it was an absolute honor, and the book has honestly changed lives. I know that Chan changed my life when we wrote the book together. There were a lot of parts of that book that even now, when Chan and I speak, are really profound for me in my life, personally and professionally. So Chan is a globally renowned mentor and trainer for his powerful approach to helping his clients achieve the extraordinary and step into a life of clarity, power, and purpose. And today, Chan is going to speak to us about rediscovering the essence of who you are, both in your personal and your professional life. His work is truly transformative, and he uses tools that ignite your inner strength to live life with an extraordinary energy and purpose. So if you're ready to stop surviving and start thriving, replace your doubt with unwavering self-confidence, and live a happier, more powerful, and truth-fulfilled existence, then Chan is your man. And Chan, I have been waiting to say that. Chan is your man for years.
So lovely. So lovely.
So over to you, Chan. And I know that we still have some people that I need to admit into. There we go. So still a few coming through, but over to you, and let's hear your beautiful story.
Thank you. So first of all, I thank you that I'm able to be here. I'm really I'm very honored, because now it's 3 years ago, and most of the time when people come together, and then it's a high fly, and then you know, out of the, I don't know how to say in English, but how out of the eye, out of the sin. So
Yes.
I'm very proud that you invite me, and I ask you, or you said why. I asked you why, and you remember while we working, you said the work between us was honest, raw, and very authentic. And
Yes.
I want to keep this call in the same way. And so I want to ask for permission that I can be who I am, because yeah, it's all about being yourself. But I want to share my story really like it is, and I want to inspire you. That's my goal. I want to inspire you, and in the end of this call, I will answer any questions you have. But my message now, I will drop my message is: you are one step, one vibration away from your desire. And I will repeat it again. You are one step and one vibration away from your desire. And I will show you what I mean by. I think I am is I am. I am. You know, I am Chan. You are Samantha. I am is the ultimate chief truth of who you are. So I think all of you, I think business owners or start a business or looking for to transform your ideas or yourself into a business, because I think a business is nothing else a reflection of who you are. And that's why my opinion is that we have to work on ourselves first to really have a very good fundamental to create a solid and rocket business.
And that's one of the things that I do in the course as well, Chan, is if someone knows what their personal future looks like personally first, then they can align their professional life and their business with that. So where do you want to be in what is your 5-year goal personally? What does that look like? And then creating your business around, or your life, what you do for work, around where you want to be personally. And that's why your work is so profound, because you work on that level first, on that deep level first.
Yes, in my experience, I recognized most of the people. I have been no, I always tell later my story, but I recognize that many people work on the surface. They work on the systems they want to implement to elevate or to grow the business. But I recognize it's always a link missing, and this is your mindset consisting out of your emotions, your belief system, your habits, your awareness, and everything. And yeah, there's no way. There's no, I don't know. I have to think about in English. The It's very hard. When I remember now when I work with you, it's always to have to switch. Um, distraction. Distraction is the soul of lie. And most of the people distract everything, and because they don't want to feel or want to confront the truth. And if the people are really honest with themselves, they wake up in the morning and they see, oh, I have to go the same job, the same thing, and I don't know what to do to improve, until they recognize maybe they have to change something in themselves. And that's why I'm really proud with you to work on this book, because this is the book I read 7 times. 7 times.
Yeah.
I never read a book 7 times. There are many fantastic books on this planet. But what I want to say is, if you connect to yourself, if you go to the journey to yourself, every one of us, everyone here has his own story, and your mess you accomplished is your message. And I think this is my own reminder when I it's like a Bible. I read it really often, and it reminds me to the deepest secrets of myself, because I think everyone has everything inside. Everyone.
When you
And
talk about the distractions and you
yeah,
say, we distract ourselves, right?
yeah,
What do people use for that distraction? And I just want to say something to everyone that's attending. We are dropping out quite a few people, so there are a couple of guests that are unfortunately dropping out. And as you try and come back in, I am putting you back and admitting you back in. I'm not sure why, but just a reminder that it is recorded. So if you are missing out on any of the things that Chan is saying, I am desperately trying to get you all back in the room, and we will share the recording after this. So if you miss any parts of it, and I'm not sure why this is happening, however, if you miss any parts of Chan's speech, we will have it recorded. So Chan, just going back onto the distractions, what do people use to distract themselves from pain? Because that's what they're distracting themselves from, right?
yeah. So this is a very good question. I think this is not consciously. This is subconsciously. The sabotage patterns, everything, what's going on, not to reach their goals, not to do what to do. It's subconscious, and so that's why I I think the main reason is they're disconnected from soul, because of the pain we have experienced in the past, in our childhood. And most of the people are not aware. They don't even aware that the decisions they make today and tomorrow and everywhere is even influenced of the energy and from the childhood, from the pain, from everything you learn from there, but people don't want to know. And I don't know how, I think, most of the people change something when when the pain is too strong, when they are down, and I think everyone knows that, but I don't know. I cannot say why. I think it's subconscious. It's a
Yeah.
subconscious. So
Do you think it's that saying, we only change when the pain of staying the same is more than the pain of changing?
yeah, as I think it's even if the pain is the same, it's comfortable for the people. I think they have
Like a
to,
comfortable pain.
yeah, comfortable pain. I think it's not enough. Not enough. I know from my own story, from my own past, I had to learn at the hard way, very hard way. So that's why I I think the world we are living now is very, the chaotic is, there's no leadership. Leadership starts with yourself, and how you lead yourself out of your bed to the bathroom or into the day. It starts from here, I think there's awareness missing, the clarity what I really want in life. If they get up, they don't know, what do I really, really want? This is just the beginning. And if you don't really know what you want, then this the start of and connected with feelings. I think feeling is the secret. We should feel. We should reconnect to our feelings, so that we can combine the feelings with the brain, so that we can think about the consequences, because everything has consequences. Everything, and the people are um, not aware about what happens in the future when I don't do that, when I'm not accomplish my what I have to do. And uh, I think it's very important to as I write in my book, The Silence. This is one of the big chapters, to reconnect yourself. And yeah, to
That
reconnect yourself.
that piece there is something that's quite important to me. And I know that you and I spoke about that when you were writing the book. Um, in terms of not feeling. So we ignore that, and then there are consequences to that, right? There are consequences to not feeling things.
Yeah.
And I know I've done that for times of my life where I don't want to look at it. I don't want to, my dad passed away 4 weeks ago now, and I would prefer not to look at that because it's painful. And when we do look at it and we do sit in that grief and we sit in that feeling, it's consuming. So what is your advice to the people on this call in terms of when you feel it, when you look at it, and it's really painful? And you shared some parts in your book where you had some really difficult traumatic experiences in your life, and things that you had to face, and truths that you had to face and had to realize. And when you experience that feeling, um, and I remember one of the chapters of your book, when you spoke about loss and grief, and um, how did you, how do you recommend, how do you suggest that we do that? How do we look at that?
I first, the first thing I said in this call today is, you are one step away from your desire. You're one step or one vibration away from your desire. And
Mm,
what we all desire is personal fulfillment, happiness, health, love,
yes.
peace of mind, contentment, freedom, and wisdom. And freedom is one of my highest values. And in my book, I write also about the ability to confront. This is one of my universal tools, the ability to confront. If you are able to confront everything, if if you're able to confront everything, I think this is the freedom. If you're really
Wow.
able to
I don't
confront
like that.
everything.
I don't like
Pardon?
that when it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard because that's why it is the art. It's the art of coming home. This is not the easy way. This is the art, and
Yes.
it is a process. But I went through many things, and I know to confront is uh, it, the inability goes, I don't know if it's the right word in English. Coherent is the same, the
Mm-hmm.
equal. If you cannot confront, you have a problem. If
Yes.
you're able to confront, the problem will be go down, because it goes hand in hand. If you can, if for imagine, for example, you're single, you love to speak to someone you admire, and you cannot confront this person is too beautiful, too far away from you, and you cannot confront even to look at this guy, so, or this woman. So how can you go the next step? You will be not able.
Oh, yes.
And it's
Okay.
with everything. So
So
to be
does it
able to,
make us sick?
pardon?
Does it make us, does, if we, do we internalize that? Can it make us sick if we don't confront?
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, sure. For me, the secret is the feeling. If the word depression is nothing else that depression, the pressure into to yourself. If
Mm.
you if you're able to, we are here to express ourselves. This is the one of the highest reason why you're here on this planet, to love, to share, to inspire, yeah, to help, and this in a form of business, other people's. You have to express yourself, and if you don't express yourself, if you don't stay in your own truth, yeah, sure, you will
That makes
be,
sense.
sure. I'm
Now,
100% convinced.
what happens to people who, let's say we're talking to people that want to start their businesses and or have businesses that they want to grow. Those are, we've got about 25. Some have I'm trying to get them back in, and they're sitting in my lobby. There's 5 sitting in the lobby. I'm trying to get them back in. What happens to people that are working in an environment that they hate every day, and they are swallowing what they want to
Yeah.
say or what they want to do, and then they go home, right? Let's say they go home to a partner or to an environment or a family that they really don't, they're not happy with either. That is just a waste of life? What would you say?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The subtitle is An Honest Guide. So to be
Yes.
honest and speak honest, yeah, it's 100% waste of time. And
Okay.
why we do that? Why we do that? Because we are, these are the most important belief systems. The first is I don't have the full right to exist. If I don't have the full right to exist, I do not allow to the second, to my full right to my need and want. So if I
Wow.
don't have the
Okay.
full right to my need and
That's
want,
a belief? Is that a belief?
yeah, this is because when you're born, when you are in before you born, when you're born, the 6 months, the first 6 months influence the allowance of existence. The 6 months,
For six
the,
months.
the first 6 months when you come out, when you're born, how you experience your existence, the parents, how they treat you. This is where you programmed your full right to exist or not to exist. The
Wow.
second is it's up from 0 to 24, 6 to 12. You learn how, if you have a full right to your need and wants, so if you learn it very early, that's why I said everything is, or the most of our behaviors and everything is rooted in our childhood. So that's
So
why we have to confirm.
did you say 0 to 24 years or 24 months?
No, months.
Oh, okay. Because then I'm stuck.
Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to let me finish the cycle. The third thing is the full right to separate and still belong. It's a very important one. You separate with your opinion, not to do this or that, but but at the same time you have the right to still belong to your family, to your friends, even you have a other opinion. You see it in with the vaccine topic, with everything. Yeah, you have your opinion. You said the second belief system. I have my need and want. I need and want not to be, or I want to be vaccine, whatever. And the next thing is have a full right to separate. I can say no, I don't want this, but I still have the feeling to belong. I love from you. I don't feel not loved. Even I have a separate opinion. And the fourth is the full right to your own consequences. So the before you ask about the environment, when people go to work they don't love, it's I think 80 or 90% do that in this world. And this is I have 5 universal tools, and one of that is control. And the control of your mind, is the secret of your performance. Performance is nothing else than you do something and you execute it. And you have to control your environment. You have to control your mind. You have to control what I said, your need and wants. Do you really want to go to the job you don't love? It, in the honest, if you really talk in silence to yourself, you know that you don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want to go there, but you do, because you learned not to be who you are. You learned to be to play. You have a mask. You want to be loved from your parents. How many people, I hear this all the time. Yeah, my parents want this, or yeah, they look for me, blah blah blah. The people don't get into themselves and have the full right to their own wants and needs and decide for their own. I want to do this with my own consequences. I have full right.
That's profound, right? I mean, everyone that hears that, including myself, will say there is a massive part of my life or goals, massive percentage of my goals that I went after to feel loved, right? Qualifications, have a good job, have a good family, all of those things. It appears that that's what will bring you love. And I know in my personal life, in my family, and you and I spoke about this, right? For me, it was always this: be better, do more, have this, in terms of peak performance. That's what I got out of it, was that recognition from the people that I loved, because that's how they would notice me, as one of 5 children and another girl. And we had that conversation. How do we release ourselves from that? How do we let that go and just say, well, I actually don't want to do that. I just want to do something else. And if they don't like it, that's okay. How do we do that?
Yeah, you asked me very profound and good questions. I think there's, I want to answer this way. This is a guide, this is a guide. And the guide starts with first do this, second this,
Yes.
and third this. So the first thing is, I want to share my universal tools, because the universal tools are the fuel for the path. So the universal tools is, the first is intention. Intention is the soul of action. So what do I mean by that? The soul of action is the intention. Why are you here in this call? Are you here because you want more information, or what is it for real? Why are you here? Really, really, why are you here? My intention to be, you know, um, either you, me, everyone, you can speak to 8 billion other peoples. So we are now 34 people here, and it doesn't matter if thousands or only 2 or 3 people. My intention is to share my truth, my wisdom, my
Mm.
love, my my
Oh,
my
your
my
love. I love that, Chan. I love that. Yeah.
yeah, and that's why I'm here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know where I come from, and I know that's remind me on the silence. And when you come to the earth, and when you go, I think there's a special kind of silence. People go
Mm.
inside, they pray, blah blah blah, and you have to go inside of yourself. The first is, what is my real intention? What is what I really want to do? If this is like it sounds like theory, and I I want to give you a story. Mm, for me, this is the fuel in what you do. It's not like I want to do. It's like I don't see you, so I would make a video and experiment. But how can I explain? One day, it was 2003. I went to New York with my friends, and it's the first time we have been in a club, in a bar, and I felt some very special vibe, and I said, "Wow, this town, this New York is very powerful for me." Because I stay in Munich. It's very boring. It's a lovely city, but in Germany it's like sleeping. People not very high.
If anyone from Germany is on this call, he says it with love and respect.
Yes, sure, sure, sure. But but maybe because I was depressive, or not like at the
Mm.
highest level, so I felt like this is the energy I'm looking for. So I said to myself, I will live there for 1 year at least. And it was the 31st of December, and I said the next 2 months I will go there and will live there. And I booked my flight 4 days before the first of the next month, and I went there. And I said 4 days is enough for me to find a flat, in New York.
Okay.
I'm from here. I said 4 days is enough, because you know I said my intention is very strong. My intention is very strong. If I want to do something, I accomplish that. And the fuel is the power you do into the action. I remember I was 15, sometimes 16 hours a day, walking, meet the people who rent the flats, and I accomplished. I went to the bank one day in New York, for the deposit for the flat. And I remember I took the money from the cash machine, and there was only 20 bill, so 20 banknotes, 20, 20, 20.
Yeah.
I don't count the money. I go with all the money I put it out of the bank in my pocket, and at the home I count it. And then I missed 20 bucks. I missed
Okay.
20 bucks. And I said, "Wow, Chan, are you so stupid? You lost 20 bucks." And I went back. It's about half an hour back. I went straight into the bank, and I said, "Sorry, I want to have this account of money, and I have 20 less." And I could lost it. I could lost it. But I in my mind was so strong. I said, I go. I don't leave this bank without the 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then I spoke to them, and then they explained to me. They said, "Oh, you have to go to Germany, then you have to complain that blah blah blah." And I said, "No, no, no, no. I'm here with you at this bank. And then I recognized this guy is not the guy to talk. And then another guy came. He said the same. You have to blah blah blah. You have to go to Germany, complain. Blah. And then I elevate my intention. So my intention was for myself. I don't go out with the 20. I moved around the table. I sat on the chair in the bank. I put all the money, less 20, and the receipt. There was a receipt from the bank. I said, we have a deal. The deal is X amount of money, but there's missing 20. And then as the boss is coming around because I'm a little bit loud. And he said, what's going on? I said, it's 20 bucks missing, and it's a bank, it's not fair. I don't like it, and then he asked, which I said the left one.
Oh, the ATM, the machine.
Yeah, ATM outside.
Yeah.
And then he came back after 15 minutes with the 20 banknote. And what is the message? Everything, people talk about manifestation. Yes. Manifestation. This is one thing, but you have to put the fuel into the manifestation. I turned in 26 and 2006, 2007, 2008, nearly 1 billion euros a year through my company, with a trading company. Mm-hmm. This is because I have an intention, a very, very strong intention. Intention is one of my super universal tools. Okay. This intention. I didn't talk about my story, but maybe there's some time. I want to share this. I want to share the next universal tools. The first is intention. Intentions very, very high. The soul of your action is intention. So the second is, as I said, the ability to confront. You have to confront. The same. I confront 20. It doesn't matter for me. It's 20 or 1,000 or 10,000. I have the same intention, and I talk to everyone with the same intention. I don't care. My goal is, I have my standard, I have my value, and we have an ethic contract.
Yeah.
This is X amount of money. I get 20 less. I don't accept that.
Right.
So this is the ability to confront. If people there, they hear, they say, well, what about 20? No, I don't care. I am very straight. So this the third universe tool.
Ability to confront.
Confront, yeah, very important to confront. The third is control. To control your mind. The secret of performance. If you say high performance, peak performance, whatever, the secret is to control your mind. You have to control your mind. If you cannot control your mind, then you will not have the results you desire. Control is a big thing. The fourth is complete cycles. Yeah, complete cycles. To execute what you intend to do. As I said I go to New York.
That's 4 days. That's a big one, Chan. That's a big one. Because
100%.
Because you've got and I know so many of my clients, right? That is where they stumble. So they've got intention, they can confront. They are in control of their mind most of the time. Most of the time. Mm-hmm. And then they fall off the horse.
Yes. Many people distract the cyclists because they don't know, they cannot decide what is very, very important now, and they distract. The people are distracted because of the social media, social digital world. Mm-hmm. But to complete cycles brings you in the blessed world. And to complete cycles means everything. You have a relationship you don't want to live. You're not really committed to complete in your mind. Maybe you said you're not together anymore, but in your mind, in your heart, you're still not finished with the cycle, and you go to another relationship. You go to another relationship. This is not really the place where I say you're home. This is not really no. This is because you are not able to confront the loneliness, the truth. Because why do you bring your old energy to your new one? Why? Because you're not finished. You have to stay alone, work with all the feelings. Maybe you have to talk with this person until it's done, and you hug, you're still in love, but you're ready to say we love each other, but we are not, we go our ways,
Our
and then we are
cycles
open.
over. Our cycles
Yeah,
over. Yeah.
sure. And to speak it loud, to speak it out. It's finished now. Every cycle. Yeah. This is a big thing. To
That's a big
complete
thing.
cycles. To change. There are not many. There are different level of change, and the easiest things to change is material things. So to open a letter, to see this is the bill, to pay the bill, to transfer the money, and then oh, this cycle is finished. Okay, but to finish emotional, spiritual cycles is more difficult and more different. But to complete cycle is one of my universal tools. And
now, I have a question.
Yeah,
Before
sure.
we go on to the last tool. With completing cycles and saying things out aloud, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you were saying there, it's in your mind. The issue with not completing the cycle is that you haven't said it. When you say it, and it creates turmoil and chaos for the other person or the situation you're in, right? How do you handle that? Do you not handle it? Is it something that is that part of the cycle?
Yeah, I understand your question. You pick idea out of the nowhere. So what do I mean by that? When you go to someone and you speak like, this is now it's finished. I want to complete the cycle. Then it's about the timing. When do you do that? So when do you do that? And then there's a lack of communication, because it seems like he's surprised. Why is he surprised? Because you think about yourself to finish this relationship or this marriage or whatever, but there must be a lack of something. Because if I can only rely every time to the honest guy, because you have to be honest. And the first time your heartbeat is about 2.6 or 7 billion times in your life, your heartbeat. And every time when it beats, it's the same. You feel, I'm not happy in my relationship. I'm not happy in the here and in the here and now. You know that. And why you don't speak it? Why you don't go to your why you don't share your feeling with your loved one? Why? Because there's a lack of integrity. There's a lack of integrity. And why is a lack of integrity? Because you're not at yourself. You play, it's a game. It's not, if you really come back to your home, to yourself, you have the power you cannot imagine. There's the magic.
And what if you are speaking? Because communication's two ways, right? So what if you are speaking and you're speaking your truth and it's not being accepted?
Is your problem?
Chan. No. But in anything. So
no,
at work,
honest.
right? At work.
To
So
be,
yeah.
but to be honest, you see, you can go on stage wherever, or you can go out to places where you have never been. People will like you, people will don't like you, and people will be in between. So this always the same. It's the same mechanics. So if you meet someone and they don't accept, in my workshop, I tell the first thing in my workshop is you have to learn to accept the realities. And there's only three. There's yours, there's, I said that you have to accept the realities. It's a plural. It's not only one. You have to accept your one, the material, and the reality of the other person. Yeah, you have to accept.
We're getting some questions. Before we jump onto those, can you share with us your last tool?
Yeah, the last one is discipline. It sounds very simple, but I tell you, that would be the only word I would tattoo me, the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know my story, and I've experienced a lot. You know, when I remember one lady in the cafe 20 years ago, I was 32, and I would look younger than now, but I had my problems already, and she asked me, how old are you? I said 32, and then she said, oh, 32, you look like you don't have any experience about anything. So what I want to say, I don't know, I lost what I want to say. So discipline. Go back to discipline. Discipline is, for me, the precursor,
Yeah.
precursor,
yeah,
yeah, for self-love and freedom. Discipline is the precursor for self-love and discipline. What is discipline? Discipline is to master your will. Master your will. You want to do something, but how many people want something? They go 2 meters, and at the 2 meter, they go right or left, and 2 meters and 5, they would be the goal.
Yes.
But they
don't go all the way.
They don't go all the way. They distract. They go right or left, or go back and go forward, and blah blah blah. And they have to master the will. They lose their own will. So, and then we have to check, what is will. Will is your ability to make your own decision. So what is your own decision? To stay in a job you don't want? All the things you do, is it your own decision? So that's why you have discipline to master, to get really, what I said half hour ago. You have to be really crystal clear what you really want. And that's why many people in business suffer, because we have problems. This is the clarity. The first thing is clarity. Second, structure. Third is the visibility. Then the influence and the community. But this is only the surface, but it's the real problem. The problems of business owners: structure, the clarity, the structure, the visibility, the what is it? The influence. Yeah, you have to be a leader, influence people, your customer, your audience, and you build a community of super fans. But the real problems is you.
Yes.
It's not the surface.
Yes. And that, when you're talking about that, what you were saying, you know, they get 2 meters, 5 meters, or 2 steps, 5 steps, etc., to their goal that they wanted, and then it falls apart, right? So they're not completing the cycle, and the discipline isn't there. Often, and I found with my clients, and I mean, even when we were with Industry Rockstar, right, and it was always, the excuses were always outside. It was always, well, I've got I have to have the job because I need the money, or oh, this one is doing this and that's affecting my job, or and I know it's happened to me, right, where I've said, well, I do this because if I do, this person's doing this to me, instead of me making the decision for myself and looking inside myself and saying, well, why didn't you finish that? Why didn't you achieve it? Oh, there's so much going on and I'm so busy and I have to, focus on that first. And the secret is it's in us, right? We're the
Yes.
only ones stopping ourselves.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
For all the people here right now, I want you to write something down. I want you to write down, you live in two worlds simultaneously. You live in two worlds simultaneously. That means your inner world is a reflection of your outer world, and your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you're not happy or you don't have the results, is a direct reflection of these tools I said. And and most of the people complain what you said. Yes, I agree, but this is only a reflection to your inner world, and your inner world. If your inner world is not strong enough, then the outer world will show you the strengths, but it's not stronger than you. But it seems like overwhelming because you're not strong enough.
And you feel like you don't have a choice when you
Exactly.
do. When you
Exactly.
do. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to just let's look at these three questions that we've got here because I know we're running out of time. So Albert says, what was the one most important event that changed your life? And I know that it's in your book. And just so that everyone on the call is aware, his book is available on Amazon, and it is. I have coached a lot of people, on over hundreds of people, in terms of writing their books and getting the book finished. So people have also come to me about books that they've started that they don't complete the cycle. And one of the things that is different about Chan's book is that it is incredibly honest. And Chan and I had so many sessions where we had more conversation than there was coaching, right, Chan? It was all about asking questions and Chan asking me questions, not about writing, but just questions, and me asking Chan questions. And then at the end of it, we'll go, oh my gosh, you've changed my life. No, you've changed my life. So
Yeah.
we had this incredible experience when Chan was writing this book. And for me, it was profound because the lessons that Chan taught me, I've never heard, read, been asked ever before. Chan has a way of really looking into you or looking into any situation and seeing it for what it is. And that comes out in his book. So it's available on Amazon. It's amazing. And at the end, I think on Monday, we said, Chan, we were going to send out to all the members, the Worth members, we are sending out a discount coupon. So if you want to go on Amazon and purchase it, there will be a really great discount for you to grab a copy of Chan's book. And for all our members that are sitting in Africa, I know Amazon is not available to you. However, we will then make a plan for Chan to get copies to you. And those are actually even more special because I think Chan can sign them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so this one is in your book, the most important event that changed your life, that brought you on this journey. What was that, Chan?
So many, but money is a very important um, energy in our lives. We run for energy. We run for money. And one thing was, I was gambling. I come from a very poor family, and money was something I can compensate. I can buy cars, I can go, I can invite beautiful ladies. So I need quick money. Quick money. I went to casino. Casino was my money machine, and at one day, I gambled roulette. I love roulette,
Mm,
and I remember one day it was the 137th time. I know this exactly because at
really?
this time, yeah, I wrote a letter to the casino afterwards because I wanted to know how many times I have been, because I lost money, I went money, I won money, but this time I lost all my fortune, or
Mm.
I brought all my fortune, and in 10 minutes, and I
What? Oh
I
my
was
goodness.
so ashamed. I was so ashamed after that. I
Yeah.
heard the, but I, you know, why I could go so often. I could really confront the ball. Many people cannot. They play something. I have to. They play and they go away because they cannot see. Uh, uh,
Oh, they can't watch it. They can't watch it go by.
yeah, they
Yeah, yeah,
cannot
yeah,
see it.
yeah.
They want to see later, and they look. And if they lose, okay, they go, and they say, okay. But I can confront. I remember one day I came 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. We can play 12,000 German marks. 12,000 German marks. I put it on the table. The plain money. No
Yeah,
change of the
yeah,
chip.
yeah, yeah.
And I remember I said, I was in school, still in school. I said, I go there, I play one game only. If I win, of course, if I lose, it's over. But I play one game only. If I win, only one game. I went there, I put the money, bang, and I won. I went out. But at this 131st, 37th time, I lost everything. And this changed my life because um, I recognized something. I was like a bookkeeper. I was 137 times in the casino. I played really big money. And I asked myself, Chad, what's wrong with you? If you win, you don't feel happy.
Oh,
And if you lose, you're not afraid. You're not angry. In nothing. You're not sad. You're
you're
not
not feeling
angry.
anything. You're not feeling.
Anything, not anything. And now I remember in my book when yeah, this is an honest guy, but I remember you cut off something of my book because I think it was too yeah, exactly. But yeah, I know I can tell you the lady 20 years ago, she said you didn't experience anything. I can tell you I experienced a lot. I mean, the dark side of life.
Yeah.
I mean, many things. I don't want to go into details, but
Yes.
there's I have been 10 years in the therapy because I want to kill someone.
Hmm.
I did many bad things. I know it's all about feeling, and the gamble thing was one thing to answer the question of this lovely person, this lovely soul, changed my life because I recognized there's a lack of my feelings. I want to go back to feelings. And there's no coincidence. One day, a friend of mine, she asked me, Chan, there's a workshop here in town. There's a workshop, actor workshop. And I know you love to develop yourself. You want to join? I said, yes, sure. Why not? And this guy who ran this workshop was John Christophilus. Nobody knows this guy. Nobody knows this guy. But who is it? He is the teacher from Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Marlon
Yes.
Brando. He was an old teacher. And the lucky thing about working with him was he gave me um, the allowance to bring out my feelings. And we have to play roles, and he said,
Mm.
oh, this Asian guy, he cannot be angry, he's not able to be angry. I have to give him the true West, the true West story from I don't know the man, but he played
Yeah.
it in Broadway, and the thing is to be in half an hour at the highest level of anger. And for me, it
I
was
can do that.
very. You can do
I
that?
can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And it's so important to have the allowance to live your full range of emotions, the love, the anger, the everything. And this was what changed my life, to come back to my feelings,
To come back home.
to come back, yeah, to come back home. This was the first steps.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that. Thank you. Thanks, Albert, for that message.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you, Albert.
so I want to touch on, so we've got where can you buy, where can I buy your book? Amazon is Amazon.com. Yeah, and all Amazons in every country except Africa. So we will send a link to directly where you can buy the book via Chan for all our African followers. This is an incredible question. Emma, is happiness more important than money?
Sure, sure. I can tell you why.
Yeah,
Money is an energy. Money is just an exchange. It's just a vehicle. It's nothing. It's just an energy. But happiness is something you make. For me, you make it happen.
yeah,
You happiness is you make it happen by yourself, and that's why you're happy. You have a problem. You find this. You try to find a solution for the problem you have. By that, by the walking through the to get the solution and to solve the problem, you elevate your self-confidence, and then at the end you make it happen. And this is for me happiness. So it's not compared. It's nothing to do with
they're
money. Money
different.
is,
They're
yeah,
different.
totally different.
Okay, I
Nothing to
like
do.
that. And if you don't follow Chan on social media, I suggest you do because I do, and I see all these incredible things that you do, Chan, to feel joy, down to I think it was the pomegranates that you had, that bowl of pomegranates. Was it pomegranates? I think when you were in Germany, or I can't remember what
You
the
don't.
fruits, the fruit,
Uh,
all those beautiful
ah,
fruits
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and and just your incredible partner and the things that you do together and the joy that you share. So Chan does post a lot of those beautiful photos, and you're very inspiring, Chan. When I see you do those things, I'm like, well, I'm going to go and have a swim too. I'm going to have a bowl of fruit too. So I love following you. So if you don't follow Chan yet, you absolutely should. So we've got attendee who has asked, what tool is the most important? So from your tools,
Most important for you. I don't know you, and I say,
yeah,
or you mean for? I tell you. Okay, the most important tool in my mind is control. Control.
control of the mind.
Control of the mind. The ability to control, because there's a dance. There's a dance. The dance between devotion and control. And life is, for me, is joy, is love, is fulfillment. Control is a part of the ego. But
Oh,
if you cannot have the highest level of control, then you don't know what what is the highest level, and you're not able to stop control. What means now you switch to devotion. Devotion is what gives you joy. You yeah, you let control by side. But in the world we live now, where the outside world triggers you and everything is in chaotic, you have to control your mind, because you live simultaneously. I said, please write this down, simultaneously in two worlds, and it starts with your inner world. And I start this call and I said, you're one step one vibration away from your desire. And this is how you control, because the ability to react, to respond on others' emotional action is the key. How do you react on other bad uh, uh, emotions? If someone yells to you, someone blames you, whatever, how do you react to the
Mm.
bad uh, um, trigger from outside,
Yes.
from the outer world? This is the key, and this is control. This the universal tool is control. You know that I know where I come from. I transform so many things, so many things, and I know it starts as a tool. You have to control. You have to control your emotions. I
Mm.
can I know so many people go into the prison and if they know if they would know that in this second where they lost the control over their emotions and thoughts, then the shit happens. It's only 1 second sometimes.
Yeah, and that's one of my. I've got a cue. So whenever I feel that loss of control, and I coach this as well, I twist my ring.
Yeah.
I twist my ring just to, and I'll say I have to at least twist it around 3, 5, or 7 times before I respond, because
Great.
that's
Yeah,
a
great.
reaction, right? I'm like, I'm about to lose it. So I just
Yes.
think about it and say, okay, well, if I lose it, what is that? How does that help me? It doesn't in any way. It just heightens emotion, right? Instead of logic. And once you're emotional, the other person becomes emotional. So you've got to bring them back to logic. And so controls, for me, I've learned to cue to be less reactive and more responsive.
Ex-
Here's another question. Morning, Chan. Is it morning for you, Chan?
no, it's evening, but
Wherever. What gives you personally the most fulfillment in your life these days?
great question. Great question. Is the allowance to express myself,
Hmm.
in who I am. I love to be able, wherever I am, to anytime, wherever I am, whoever I speak, whatever topic, I can express myself. I don't. I have the ability. This doesn't mean that I always go out and talk my truth. No, it's not the same. The ability to be able to speak your truth or to speak about any topic with anybody, everywhere, anytime. That's
Mm.
the freedom. That's the freedom.
That's
And
so good. That was quite a profound thing for me to hear. I
yeah,
like that.
sure.
Okay.
If you this is freedom is measurable. You can measure it. If you Everyone wants to be free, but if you cannot be safe, free, and easy anytime with anybody, everywhere. For example, dancing. As I said, your heart beating 2.6 billion times, and you feel in the club or wherever, you feel, wow, this this I feel the beat, I feel,
So
but
good. Yeah.
but you don't allow yourself because you think what other people think about you. It's a simple
Yes.
one. Yeah, this is
Yes.
but
And so many
that's what
people live like that, right? So
yeah,
many
that's
people live like that.
yes, and that's the answer to the what yeah this it's
Fulfillment.
the express myself, to be able to express myself.
So good. And then this is going to be the last question. Enid, is that, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Is meditation a good tool to use for control?
100%,
Okay.
100%. Yes, this is the seventh step from the all you to me. It's the seventh step in my book. Um, the seventh is meditation.
Okay.
Meditation is a must-have, a must-do. I every day I have 2 hours for myself to recharge, to recharge and to fill my energy. We have four parts of energy. We have the mental, we have the emotional, we have the spiritual, and the physical. So everyone has the full to be full, and you have to have a system. How do you recharge during the day? It's not about yeah, I fill it up and then I let it down until it's down, and then no. You have, for example, when you work, I work in time boxes for 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, I make a 15 minutes break. So, and do whatever I love. I love to massage myself. I love to dance. I drink. I eat. And you have to elevate the standards of your values and what you eat, what you drink. It should be the highest level.
Yes.
It shouldn't be not a compromise. You should
Yes.
do, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, there were still people in the lobby, Chan. Sorry. I don't know why. Yeah, there are, I don't know. There's 3 people that were still sitting in the lobby. Anyway, so today we're gonna wrap it up. Chan, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. I know we had a few sound issues in the beginning, however, we sorted that out. And thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. You are definitely a person in my life that has shaped how I think and how I interact with other people. You've taught me a lot, and I really appreciate you and value you. And I know that everyone on this call values the what you've shared and the wisdom that you shared. And I really appreciate you spending your time and your evening with us here. Thank you
It
so
was a,
much.
it's a pleasure and an honor for me, and really thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Chan. Thanks, everyone. We'll send through some links to the recording so you guys will have it, and also some links through to Amazon and directly to Chan on Monday for purchase of his book, so you guys can get more information about the tools and how to reach that peak performance, joy, fulfillment in your lives. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Chan. See
Bye
ya.
bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.